Namaste and a warm welcome to all the esteemed dignitaries, guests, and all the participants over here. We request everyone to kindly take their seats. We have our guests amongst us, and it's a gentle reminder to kindly put your phones on either silent or aeroplane mode to avoid any inconveniences. We shall be beginning shortly with the inaugural ceremony by welcoming our dignitaries onto the dais for the Summer School 2025 entitled Quantum Foundations.
It's a pleasure to see so many brilliant minds, physicists, philosophers, engineers, seekers gathered here for a 3 day journey. As you complete registration and enjoy the breakfast, take a moment to reflect what truly lies at the foundation of our universe. Is it energy, equations, or is it awareness? Let the questions begin. With a heart full of gratitude and reverence, I, Mona Lisa,
And Manas,
welcome you all to the Summer School 2025 on Quantum Foundations, jointly organized by Bhaktivedanta Institute, Kolkata, and Center for Development and Advanced Computing, Patna. We begin our day in a city that has nurtured science and spirit for centuries, Kolkata, the intellectual capital of India.
today in the city of Joy, Kolkata, this day marks not just the beginning of another academic event, but the continuation of a profound journey that started with the visionary work of Dr. T.D. Singh, who believed in uniting science and spirituality to explore the foundations of our universe. The Summer School on Quantum Foundations, jointly organized by CDAC and Bhaktivedanta Institute, celebrates 100 years of quantum mechanics and dares to go deeper into consciousness, causality, and the very nature of reality. Quantum mechanics indicates and directs us to study consciousness. These are words vibrating the thoughts and the visions of Dr. T.D. Singh. To grace this occasion, without any further delay, I would like to invite first onto the dais the organizing secretary, Dr. Roshan Tiwari, Bhaktivedanta Institute, and organizing secretary, Summer School 2025.
I would like to invite Professor Debashish Khan, convener, Summer School 2025.
Next, I would like to invite Sri Aditya Kumar Sinha, Scientist G and Director, CDAC Patna, and Executive Advisor, Summer School 2025, onto the dais. I request everyone to applaud and welcome our dignitaries onto the dais with open hands, of an open mind. Please join me to welcome our dignitaries onto the dais.
I request Sri K. Vasudev Rao, President Bhaktivedanta Institute, on the dais.
Next, I would like to invite our guest of honor, Dr. B.D. Mundra, Emeritus Chairman of Simplest Infrastructure Limited, Kolkata, and Chairman Bharatiya Vidya Mandir, onto the dais. Sir, please grace this occasion with your august presence.
I invite Professor Devi Prasad Mishra, Director, National Institute of Technical Teachers Training and Research, Kolkata, onto the dais, please.
Now, the most weighted person, our chief guest. Let me take the opportunity to invite Chief Guest Summer School 2025, Professor Pankaj Joshi, a distinguished professor and founding director of International Center for Space and Cosmology, Ahmedabad University, former senior professor of TIFR, Mumbai. I request everyone to welcome our dignitaries with another huge round of applause.
Now, I request our volunteers to please welcome our dignitaries with the flower bouquets. I request all the dignitaries to be seated, please.
Now, I would like to request our dignitaries to kindly join us, and I request the Brahma Samhita team to come over to the dais and for invocation. Sir, the Brahma Samhita team, please come over to the dais for the invocations. This auspicious occasion should start with sound vibrations that resonate the thought process as well as the energies that we are going to gather and we are going to learn from in the upcoming 3 days. So let's start with few slokas from Brahma Samhita.
ईश्वरः परम कृष्णः सच्चिदानन्दविग्रहः अनादिरादिर्गोविन्दः सर्वकारणकारणम् चिन्तामणिप्रकरशत्मषु कल्पवृक्षा लक्षावृतेषु सुरभिरभिः पालयन्तम् लक्ष्मीसहस्रशतसम्भ्रम सेव्यमानं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि वेनं क्वनन्तरविन्दलायताक्षं वराहावतां समसितां बुद्धसुन्दरङ्गं कन्दर्पकोटिकमनीयविशेषशोभम् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आलोलचन्द्रकलशद्वनमलाय वंशी रत्नाङ्गदं प्रणयाकेलिकलाविलासं श्यामं त्रिभङ्गललितं नियतप्रकाशं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अङ्गानि यस्य सकलेन्द्रियवृत्तिमन्ति पश्यन्ति पन्ति कलयन्ति चिरं जगन्ति आनन्दचिन्मया सदुज्ज्वलविग्रहस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तं भजामि अद्वैतं अनादि अनन्तरूपम् आद्यं पुराणपुरुषं नभयौवनं च वेदेषु दुर्लभम् अदुर्लभम् आत्मभक्तो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि पन्थास्तु कोटिशतवत्सरसंक्रम्यो वायोरथापि मनुष्यो मुनिपुङ्गवानम् स्वापयस्ति यत्प्रपदस्यन्य विचिन्ततत्त्वे गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यद्भावा भवित्तधियो मनुजास्तथैव सम्प्रापय रूपमहिमानुशनयानभूषः शुक्तिर्यमनिगमा प्रथितैस्तुवन्ति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आनन्दचिन्मयरस्य प्रतिभाविताभिस्ताभिरय एव निजरूपतया कलाभिः गोलोक एव निवसत्य अखिलाभूतो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि प्रेमाञ्जनच्छुरितभक्तिविलोचनेन सन्ताः सदैव हृदेषु विलोकयन्ति यं श्यामसुन्दरमश्चिन्त्य गुणस्वरूपं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि रामादिमूर्तेषु कलानियमेन तिष्ठन् नानावतारं क्रोधभुवनेषु किन्तु कृष्णः स्वयं सम्भवत् परमापुमान्द्यो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि ॐ पूर्णमदा पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम
Thank you for the beautiful invocation. In every culture, light has been a timeless symbol of knowledge, clarity, and hope. In the Vedic tradition, lighting the lamp signifies the awakening of inner wisdom and the dispelling of ignorance. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. From darkness, lead me to light. In the spirit of quantum foundations, this act also reminds us that just as a single photon can illuminate the path in darkness, so too can a single insight illuminate the vast mysteries of the universe and the self.
May I now request our dignitaries to kindly join our chief guest for the ceremonial lamp lighting. And I would request everyone to join with prayers of reverence with Saraswati Vandana.
या तुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा शुक्लां ब्रह्मविचारसारपरमा आद्यां जगद्व्यापिनीं वीणापुस्तकधारिणीम् अभयदा जाड्यान्धकारापहा हस्ते स्फाटिकमालिकां विदधतीं पद्मासने संस्थितां वन्दे तां परमेश्वरीं भगवतीं बुद्धिप्रदां शारदाम्
Thank you. Now I request all dignitaries to join our chief guest for invoking the blessings and honoring the revered visionary Dr. T.D. Singh, His Holiness Bhakti Sarup Damodar Swami, Founder Director Bhaktivedanta Institute, and His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Founder Acharya of the Bhaktivedanta Institute. I request all dignitaries to kindly join our esteemed chief guest in honoring and invoking the blessings of the visionaries, saints, and scientists.
We sincerely thank all the esteemed dignitaries for being with us today. Your presence is a blessing and encouragement to every seeker and student gathered here.
To formally welcome all the participants gathered over here, I now invite Sri K. Vasudev Rao, His Holiness Bhakti Swarup of Rajapati Swami, President, Bhaktivedanta Institute, Calcutta, and Executive Advisor of the Summer School 2025, to deliver the welcome address.
ब्रह्मभूतप्रसन्नात्मा न शोचति न काङ्क्षति समः सर्वेषु भूतेषु मद्भक्तिं लभते पराम्. Namaste. Good morning to everyone. Respected dignitaries on the dais, Sri Aditya Kumar Sinha, Director, CDAC Patna, and Executive Advisor of the Summer School, Our chief guest, Professor Pankaj Joshi, distinguished professor and founding director, International Center for Space and Cosmology, Ahmedabad University, former senior professor of TFIR Mumbai. Our guest of honors, Dr. B.D. Mundra, Emeritus Chairman of Simplex Infrastructure Limited, Kolkata, and Chairman Bharati Vidya Mandir. Dr. S.D. Sudarshan, Executive Director, CDAC Bangalore. Professor Devi Prasad Mishra, Director, National Institute of Technical Teachers Training Research, Kolkata. Professor Devasish Khan, Department of Mechanical Engineering, IIT BHU, Varanasi, and convener of Summer School. And Dr. Roshan Tiwari, Research Scientist, Bhaktivedanta Institute, and Organizing Secretary for Summer School. Dear teachers, scholars, students, professionals, and dear delegates, it's a matter of great joy to welcome you in this city of joy, and a privilege to welcome you all to this summer school on quantum foundations on behalf of the Bhaktivedanta Institute, Kolkata, and Center for Development of Advanced Computing, Patna, the organizers of the event. The summer school is organized on the occasion of 100 years of quantum physics and 50 years of the Bhaktivedanta Institute. Bhaktivedanta Institute is a unique institute which focuses on the foundational questions of life and universe. The institute was founded by scientist Saint Dr. T.D. Singh, who obtained PhD in physical organic chemistry from University of California, Irvine, and Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, a visionary saint for the modern age. The institute is known for its open dialogues, international conferences, and publications with contributions from prominent scientists and scholars around the world, including more than 24 Nobel laureates. The journey of quantum physics is very exciting, starting from the problem of black body radiation to attempts in building quantum computers today. And I'm happy to know that our director of CDAC is just coming from Bangalore, where we are going to have first quantum computer facility. And it is happening on this occasion in the 100 years of quantum celebrations and during this summer school. Thank you, sir, for leading this initiative and giving India its first quantum computer. It is so exciting. The quantum physics is so exciting that 100 years of quantum physics appears very, very short. Discovery of quantum phenomena followed by its mathematically rich and accurate formal descriptions is such a remarkable milestone of human intellect and reasoning that it is no less than a miracle, a scientific miracle. It is human privilege to be able to describe and predict behavior of something at macro level whose underlying behavior and ontology at micro level transcends our senses and our sophisticated instruments. Scientists came up with creative experimental schemes to prove reality at quantum levels. Experimentalists developed cutting-edge instruments for challenging experimental setups. Mathematicians and applied mathematics, including physics, applied mathematics, in novel ways to model experimental results and to understand reality. Some of the experimental results were so surprising that they appeared to challenge science itself. And it took very long time to accept them. For example, entanglement of quantum particles with instantaneous effect of state of one particle on the entangled particle was too big a surprise to accept for a long time, which culminated in awarding finally Nobel Prize to Alan Aspect and others for experimental demonstration of entanglement. When Heisenberg's uncertainty principle states that we cannot precisely measure position and momentum of a quantum particle. This way, quantum physics has also taught us humility in understanding the limits of our knowledge and our ability to probe nature to indefinite precision. The unpredictable quantum realm, with its experimental results and mathematical formalisms, inspired different interpretations to make sense of the quantum phenomena. While quantum theory is a well tested theory with its accurate predictions, there are still debates about its meaning and ontology even after 100 years. In the summer school and ongoing Quantum Foundations centenary lecture series, we try to explore the foundations of the quantum physics and seek to extend the boundaries of what we know and what we can experiment. We try to investigate its foundational concepts and issues, foundational experiments, mathematical formalisms, ontology of quantum systems, and historical debates among its founders and pioneers. The journey of quantum physics into the next century looks very promising and exciting, with researchers around the world racing to break the quantum barriers in understanding the reality and building working quantum computers useful for real world applications by bringing together and advancing physics, mathematics, and computer science. I hope the deliberations and interactions in the next 3 days in this summer school will inspire all of us to further our engagement in this direction. Thank you all for participating. We seek blessings of Dr. T.D. Singh, who has shown us by his example how to be humble in our pursuits and dialogues, and blessings of many learned teachers and scholars present here and elsewhere who are our well-wishers for the success of the summer school. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to all the contributors, the CDAC director and team, and Bhaktivedanta Institute director and team, and summer school convener and organizing members for paying attention to minute details in the organization of this summer school. I would like to thank the management of the Bishwabangla Convention Center for providing us the beautiful venue and the various contractors and their teams in making these arrangements. I also like to thank Sri Avinash Kumar for taking care of food arrangements. I would like to make special mention to Professor Anthony Leggett, Nobel laureate in physics, who will be joining us online this evening 5:30 p.m. to deliver lecture. I would like to thank the CDAC and Bhaktivedanta Institute and their members for sponsoring this event. I would like to make special mention here of the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India, and Dr. B.D. Mundraji for supporting this event. With this, I conclude my address. Welcome to Summer School 25 on the Quantum Foundations. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words and for laying down the ideological welcome for the event.
Next, we invite Sri Aditya Kumar Sinha, Scientist G and Director, CDAC Patna, and Executive Advisor of Summer School, to share a few words with us. Yes, please, sir.
Welcome to the forefront of innovation, where quantum leaps in technology are made every day. Join us as we delve CDAC, unlocking the potential of quantum technologies. CDAC has successfully implemented and is working on many projects in quantum technologies with the support of the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. In the area of quantum computing, the Quantum Computer Simulator Toolkit has been developed collaboratively by the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, IIT Roorkee, and CDAC. QSIM is accessible on cloud, allowing researchers and students to write quantum code for developing quantum algorithms. In the Center of Excellence in Quantum Technology, a collaborative project with the Indian Institute of Science and the Ram Research Institute, Bangalore, PGA-based quantum control and measurement hardware for superconducting QPU architecture alongside a Python software framework for the quantum measurement hardware has been developed by CDAC. HPC-based quantum accelerators for enabling quantum computing on the supercomputers project provides access to a quantum simulator on the Param supercomputer. It aims to accelerate quantum algorithm execution with various processing cards, including vector, GPU, and FPGA. The ultimate goal is to establish a quantum experience center for a national quantum software development cloud environment.
Namaskar. Good morning to all of you. This is a great privilege to have this program here in this city, I call it my city as well because my professional studies have been done at here at this particular city at Jadavpur University. So coming back again and again to Kolkata for having this program on the quantum side. So respected Professor Pankaj Joshi sir, on dais, Professor Devi Prasad Mishra sir, we have interacted on phone, but first time we are meeting here on this dais basically. Uh, Dr. B.T. Mundra Saab, I had met you in last program at the Jadavpur University. You were there, in fact, So we had met. We had a lot of interaction with Sri K. Vasudev Rao ji. Because I am with Bhaktivedanta Society, I am the second program I am doing with Bhaktivedanta Society. The first program, I was one of the speakers in that program. And then Professor Devasis Khan Sahab, we also have interacted before, and dignitaries of the dais. I know, sir, basically, the guiding force on the quantum side. And other members, the professors, teachers, and the knowledge seekers, my colleagues from CDAC, from different centers. This is a great day we're starting today. And that is on the foundation side, the Quantum Foundation program, and that we have planning to do it here. Because any institutions which we need to build, first we have to have a foundation should be well defined, well formulated. And hence we have thought of having these programs out here in Kolkata with the Bhaktivedanta Institute. And we have seen that, all of you might have observed, we have seen the program that great minds are coming here to join this program in different capacity as a giving the lectures, attending the programs that way. My journey started with quantum long back, 12 years back, when I have been made one of the member of the to create a mission document for quantum computing for India. From there, I have just we have seen all the kind of pros and cons, all the aspects of the quantum side and all, and got interested into that, and then journey from there, which is coming to here in this level, where we are actually looking for building our own quantum computer reference facility at Bangalore, as Basudev Rao Saab has already mentioned. So that is coming from Bangalore very soon. So we don't have to only rely on the simulators, what we already been built. We also have to have you can see that what exactly the kind of, quantum computers are working, how it is happening. Though it is a very tough game, very difficult to build those kind of solutions. We don't have the capabilities in India much, and we have to depend upon the kind of international excellences. But still, we are trying to start with. We are going to have it very soon in Bangalore, and we'll have the opportunity to. All of you may have the opportunity to work with that particular system. That is the one thing which we are going to do in the very near future. CDAC big into the kind of supercomputing domain, HPC domains is long. It has bond for that particular purpose. So it was a natural choice to move to the quantum side, and we had given to the nation the first supercomputers in 1991. So it was a natural choice that we can go again with the quantum mission to provide a quantum, various quantum solutions, quantum-based solutions, hardware, software, and other aspects and all. Important here is that to uh, we have to getting those system is good, but one thing is that very important is that what kind of problems you're going to solve on the quantum computer. That's very important. And you might have seen that since last 3 4 days we had the very good speakers online, and they had talked about various programs, various problems which can be solved to the quantum computers, and why it is important for the next generations of the computer scientists or the people who have to utilize the computational facility. A lot of things have been talked about that how it is going to do that and what it is going to how it is going to happen, and what exactly it is going to the kind of like breaking the cryptographical aspects, and all those things have already been talked about, but we need to first understand the foundation. Okay, we have to talk about the foundation, and building those layers, layer by layer things would always going to help us, because a nation will be able to command that quantum kind of knowledge when it will start building the solutions from layer, using layer to layer and all, or from the foundation basically it can building the system. That is very important. Bhaktivedanta Institute already I am well aware of that. They are very well mixing spirituality, technology, the humanity together, and that is a great. And when they talk about the uh, quantum, it looks like they have got the authority to talk about the quantum side and all. So this was the kind of great collaborations with the Bhaktinanda Institute. So we can see the both dimensions. Okay, one side we can talk about the technology, building the technology. One side we can see that how these systems can be utilized for support the humanity in a better way. That is kind of objective we are working together, and I'm very hopeful that this kind of workshops or the summer school will going to help us the young minds to think, to ask questions. Important is today's days is about to ask questions. How do you ask questions, and then try to find the solutions for that. Asking question is very very important, and hence we all welcome you to this particular summer school, and looking forward to have a very very good understanding which is going to create, because if at all we have to build a system, a nation, a quantum nation, we have to have a people who can work on those technologies. And we have seen that, through CDAC also. Our mission is that whatever we do, whatever we develop, whatever kind of research we do, we generally share with the people, the students, the other collaborators, so that we can further build on those knowledge. Okay, so these are kind of things we have already been done. We have done it with the supercomputing, we've done with the cyber security, we have done with the AI, we've done with the data science, we have done with the VLSI design and all. So we already have a methods and kind of system to serve the people, to make them understand what we are doing and what further you can do on top of that. That is very important. Thank you very much for attending this great program. And we have a great minds here to enlighten you. And we have today's inauguration session. You have already been seeing that what kind of dignitaries are here. So looking forward to have working together once you get trained on these kind of technologies. A lot of opportunities are there in the market, across the world. A lot of opportunities are there. So looking forward, all of you can become the part of that system. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your thematic overview.
Next, we invite Sri Next, we invite Professor Debasis Khan, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Indian Institute of Technology, Varanasi, BHU, and the convener of this summer school. Sir, please come and grace us with an overview of Summer School 2025.
Good morning, everybody on the dais and of the dais. So, as convener of Summer School 2025, it's my great pleasure to welcome you all to the Summer School on Quantum Foundations being organized at the Bishabanga Convention Center, Kolkata, jointly organized by Bhaktivedanta Institute, Kolkata and CDAC Patna. We're joyful to see the enthusiastic participants coming from different parts of India. This is because of the fact that the subject matter of the summer school is foundational and very, very exciting in nature. General relativity, quantum mechanics, Big Bang cosmology, the deciphering of the genetic code, evolutionary biology, and other scientific breakthroughs are among the most significant scientific advances of the 20th century. Quantum mechanics stands out among these due to its radically unconventional nature. Physicists were compelled by quantum mechanics to reassess their conceptions of reality, the fundamental essence of things, location and speed, and cause and effect, despite being developed to explain an abstract atomic world that is very different from our everyday experiences. Quantum mechanics has a significantly greater influence on our day-to-day life. The quantum mechanics has made the amazing breakthroughs in chemistry, biology, medicine, and many other fields. Since quantum mechanics is the parent of the electronic revolution that gave rise to the computer age, there would be no global economy without these quantum foundations. There was little foundation for advancement for 20 years following the introduction of this quantum concept, until a tiny group of physicists, including Max Born, Heisenberg, and Schrödinger, developed quantum mechanics in 3 turbulent years. These scientists were troubled by what they were doing and, in some cases, distressed by what they had done. Not only was quantum mechanics extremely unsettling to its creators, but even now some of the greatest minds in science are still puzzled with its underlying assumptions and interpretations, although acknowledging its incredible potency. Even after 100 years foundation, since the development of quantum mechanics, there are so many unsettled questions in its foundation. Why is the nature of measurement in quantum mechanics still debated? Why is there no widely accepted theory on quantum gravity? Why are there multiple interpretations of quantum mechanics? While entanglement is a well-documented phenomena, why are its implications for information transfer and nature of reality still not fully understood? Why does the quantum mechanics fail to provide a satisfactory explanation for dark matter and dark energy, which together constitute about 95% of the universe? Does quantum mechanics indicate anything about the origin of our consciousness? These and many more foundational questions about the quantum mechanics and its origin are perplexing the minds of the great thinkers today. Some scientists theorize that quantum mechanics might hold clues to understanding consciousness. It is like that. In order to understand the quantum mechanics fully, you need to understand the mysteries of the consciousness. Some also say that quantum mechanics cannot be considered logically complete without consciousness being included as its counterpart. Some recent studies suggest that consciousness may be rooted in the quantum processes within the brain. The Summer School 2025 on Quantum Foundations aims to delve into the above profound inquiries, offering a unique platform for interdisciplinary exploration and intellectual growth. Therefore, joining the summer school would be an exciting opportunity, as it will offer to ponder over the numerous thought-provoking as well as pertinent questions as mentioned above. A number of stimulating lectures will be delivered by distinguished professors and scholars from premier institutes of the country and abroad to summarize the developments of quantum mechanics over these 100 years, to mention the unsettled foundational questions thereof, and to show the future roadmap in order to understand it fully. The school would also be promising to develop priceless interactions with these researchers for an extended period of time. The school is being held in Kolkata, often referred to as India's cultural and intellectual capital, has a rich history of scholarly pursuits and artistic expression. It is the birthplace of modern Indian literary and artistic thought and a hub for preserving Indian culture. The city's blend of Eastern and Western influences has fostered numerous organizations contributing to intellectual pursuits and cultural life, including TCG Crest, Bose Institute, SN Bose National Center for Basic Sciences, Indian Association for the Cultivation of Science, Indian Institute of Chemical Biology, ISI Kolkata, IJAR Kolkata, CDAC Kolkata, Bhaktivedanta Institute, and Asiatic Society of Bengal. From today to June 8, during these 3 days, distinguished speakers will talk about the development and contributions of quantum mechanics, the issues and challenges, and the novel ideas and philosophy to handle the issues. We are very fortunate that we would be listening from some of the renowned scientists whose works on the theme of the school are highly cited. A total of around 26 lectures will be delivered, including one Nobel laureate lecture during the last session of today. There is one panel discussion come interactive session, which will be there tomorrow. The lectures to be delivered will cover a broad range of perspective and enthuse participants with thought-provoking questions, ideas, and an undoubting hankering for the answers to the questions on foundations of quantum mechanics. Question and answer session will be there for each presentation. In order to encourage the young researchers, Young Mind Speak session is included. Even though the session name is Young Mind Speak, but the title of the talks are very attractive. So please join to the Young Minds. Also, to bring some joyful evening, cultural programs have been arranged at the end of today and tomorrow. Also, a special tour has been arranged at the end of third day. You will really enjoy it. So please don't miss this opportunity. We are very much indebted to Dr. T.D. Singh, a visionary and founding director of Bhaktivedanta Institute. His contributions towards the theme of the school are phenomenal, and all of us can take advantage of this. This approach is especially pertinent in an era where interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary knowledge are key to breakthrough in technology and science. Participants will have the opportunity to engage with leading researchers, fostering interdisciplinary collaboration and innovative thinking. We hope the school will inspire new perspectives, stimulate intellectual curiosity, and contribute to a deeper understanding of the pivotal role of quantum mechanics in shaping our life. Best wishes for your journey of discovery at the Summer School 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Khan, for the comprehensive and insightful kickoff of the Summer School 2025 with such an informative and engaging overview. It has definitely set an excellent tone for the days ahead. Thank you, sir.
We are honored to have amongst us distinguished guests of honor who have graciously agreed to share a few thoughts. I request Dr. B.D. Mundra, Emeritus Chairman of Simplex Infrastructure Limited, Kolkata, and Chairman Bharati Vidya Mandir, to please share a few thoughts with us. Yes, please, sir. Please join your hands together in welcoming.
करारविंदे तु पदारविंदम मुखारविंदे विनिवेशयन्तं वटस्य पत्रस्य पुटे शयानं बालं मुकुन्दं मनसा स्मरामि। अज्ञानां तिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। Respected Professor Pankaj Joshi, guest of honor Professor Devi Prasad Mishra, Brajpati Swami, Bhakti Swarup Brajpati Swami, Sri Vasudev Rao, Sri Aditya Kumar, Sri SD Sudarshan, and my friend Dr. Roshan Tiwari. Friends, it's a great privilege and honor to be amongst the today's rishis, scholars, students, and seekers of ultimate truth, Satyanaveshak. Before I come to the subject, I tell you a very interesting incident. Today, when I was coming, my grandson asked me that, Dadu, where are you going? I said, I am going to a function of Sri Bhaktivedanta Institute. Then what is the subject of discussion? I said, it is quantum foundation. And he asked me, sir, Dadu, what quantum foundation has to do with Bhakti or Vedanta? I was taken aback. Then meekly I said that probably it is their way of devotion to Lord Supreme and to describe his Leela. But certainly they are bhaktas, they do bhakti, and when Roshanji came to me, he came with prasadam, and I have always been getting prasadam from them. So they are definitely doing bhakti. So friends, in their process of bhakti, they do a lot of bhajan also. So probably they have created the iron dome of this quantum foundation to do their bhakti inside. This institute, I have known them for many decades. I had privilege of having darshan of Srila Prabhupada in our institute, Bharati Vidya Mandir, long back. I had occasion to go to their Bombay center 2 decades back. I think 3 decades now, or more than that. I didn't have privilege of meeting Dr. T.D. Singh, but I met many other scholars, and I became their fan or devotee to an extent by their dedication. A institute from inspired by or with the blessings of Srila Prabhupada and created by Dr. T.D. Singh, for last few decades they have been pursuing this branch of knowledge or in pursuit of knowing the truth. Friends, you know, this subject of consciousness itself is very complex. And then to know it through quantum physics is all the more difficult. But quantum physics, as you know, today is a tool for understanding the reality of the world, and this has helped us, or human being, or human society, in progress. Today, your cell phone or computers or TV and all that all has been created out of the work in quantum physics. This is what I understand. I am ordinary man. I am not a scientist. I have been hearing about quantum physics for a long time from my school days, when I read de Broglie, Schrodinger, or Niels Bohr, or even Professor Einstein, and then Bohm, Roger Penrose. But more I read about quantum physics or the subject, for me, ordinary man like me, it was very difficult, and particularly the math involved. I don't know how Vishnuji spent so much time in that, because 1 hour in study of quantum physics and its math, I get headache. But they have been pursuing this to seek the truth, Satya. You see, our tradition in Sanatana Dharma has been to know the truth. In our Shruti, our rishis have said, Satya Dharmaya Drishte. But it is difficult to know the truth. In Ishabhasya Upanishad, they have said, Hirnyamayana patrena satyasya pahitam mukham. So, the truth is hidden behind a veil. To cross that veil, what is the path? What is the process? Bhaktivedanta Institute has adopted quantum physics, the path of quantum physics, the process to know the truth. लेकिन एक बात कह दूं, थोड़ा सा हिंदी में ही बोल देता हूं. महान कवि जयशंकर प्रसाद ने एक जगह कहा है कि सत्य एक यह शब्द आज तू इतना गहन हुआ है, सत्य एक यह शब्द आज तू इतना गहन हुआ है, मेधा के क्रीड़ा पंजर का पाला हुआ सुआ है. You see, to know the truth, what we are doing? Quantum physics is a process. And mostly, even there, we do not know the real truth. You see, well, this Schrodinger's, Niels Bohr's uncertainty principle, and Schrodinger's the Schrodinger's cat experiment, or Bell's theory of interconnectedness, or Bohm's implicate order and super implicate. These are such a complex subjects. For ordinary person like us, it's very difficult to understand. Those who understand the math of it, probably they can make out something. But certainly we are getting results. Quantum mechanics is the process, and very wonderful process. But this is not the only process to know the truth. We have host of other subjects to follow, such as cosmology, how this world was created. There are a lot of theories: Big Bang, expanding universe, pulsating universe, multi-universe, and all that. And you see, in pulsating universe, it is Avirbhav and Tirobhav. Then we have the path of medicine, we have path of biology, We have path of chemistry. All the attempt to create life out of amino acid, so far I have not heard that has been successful. So consciousness and life, it is still an enigma. Where from it came? And similarly, there are a lot of other subjects like quantum biology, even quantum gravity. So the attempt has to be made, but then we have our philosophy, Darshan Shastra, and where we have discussed, along with the consciousness, concept of Brahma. Why Brahma? Because when we talk of consciousness, then where is consciousness? It is in our antakarana for a human being. Antakarana is having four parts: man, buddhi, chitta, ahankar. Now that ahankar or aham, that atma, in our philosophy, atma is permanent, it never dies, body goes away. In Gita also Bhagavan said that vasansi jirani yatha vihaya. So atma is permanent and atma is conscious. The consciousness resides in atma, and man, buddhi, they being an instrument of the pursuit. This is what I understand. I may be wrong. Now, my soul and soul of others, is it interconnected? People have said that yes, there is a connection. Then all this connection, does it mean that this is Brahma? And furthermore, the jivas have atmas. And in this city, Professor Jagdish Chandra Bose proved, although we had by tradition, we knew that plantation, they also have life and consciousness. Rather, some indications were there that even the non-living entities also have consciousness. And this line has been pursued further. And here we had Professor Amit Goswami, who said that this earth is conscious. And if this earth is conscious, then other grahas and other planets and other stars should be conscious similarly. Then did this world come out of consciousness? These are the issues which come to our mind. Our philosophy says that it is Brahma from which everything originated. Or what we are, it is totally Brahma. So, pursuit of quantum physics, does it lead us to Brahma Vidya? I am wondering. There are so many. Bhaktivedanta Institute is doing wonderful work. But there are other branches too. And much more work has to be done in that. Say in the field of psychology. There are so many other questions which come up about consciousness. Punarjanmavad. What happens to our consciousness after the death? Where does Atma go? So these are some of the questions which are bothering or which are agitating or which are there in minds of ordinary people. We look forward to scholars from the universities or institutes like Bhaktivedanta to give us some answer. It's out of curiosity. Otherwise, as far as prayers to the Almighty that we are doing, and we are still we are still in pursuit of truth. Probably goal of the soul or path of the soul, besides cleansing our karma, is to reach that Almighty and to know that Almighty. But at the same time, to know the Almighty is not easy. In Gita, we saw that there are only, in Mahabharata, we saw that there are only 3 instances when a mortal being had Virat Swarup Darshan. It was in Kaurav Sabha when Draupadi's Vastra Haran was going on. Next was in battlefield of Mahabharata when Bhagwan gave him glimpses of Virat Swarup, but before that he gave him the Divya Drishti. And there was another occasion when Uttanka Rishi had that Virat Swarup Darshan. So to know that ultimate truth, to know the Brahma, we require that Divya Drishti, and that can come only by Hari Kripa and Guru Kripa. It is not possible for ordinary human being to know the ultimate truth. But attempts we will make through our devotion, through our bhakti, and pursuit of jnana. I know lot of efforts are being made, but there should be lot more institutes like Bhaktivedanta in the society, and the society should support such institutes. If we want to know the truth and their knowledge in the past, the work done by our scientists and scholars have improved the life of human being and Jiva Matra. If society has to progress, they have to live a happy life. They have to support institutes like Bhaktivedanta and many more such institutions should be created. I congratulate Sri Vasudeva Raoji and his team. I admire their devotion. They have left a career and devoted their life to this cause. And this sort of conferences, I have attended 1 or 2. Now I am aging. I don't know how much I will be able to attend. Can't read also, eyes are weak. But still, desire is there to know more and more and more. And pray my homage, my pranam to that Almighty and all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Dr. Bundra, for these profoundly insightful words. In just a few minutes, you have offered us a masterclass weaving intellectual clarity, deep wellspring of spirituality, cosmology, quantum theory, spiritual realization, as well as a glimpse into human nature. We are truly honored by your generosity in sharing your perspective. And on behalf of everyone over here, thank you for enriching our minds, our spirits, and our hearts. Thank you, sir, for reminding us of the deeper purpose of this summer school.
Now, I would like to request our guest of honor, Professor Devi Prasad Mishra, Director, National Institute of Technical Teachers Training and Research, Kolkata, to please offer remarks. You are welcome, sir.
सबको मेरा नमस्कार. Respected Professor Joshi, respected Vasudev ji, and Mundara ji, and respected Devasis Khan ji, and Joshi Sarma ji, Roshan Tiwari ji. So it's a great honor for me to be here. I'm really thankful to Aditya ji, who was invited me for this very great summer school on the quantum foundation. Let me start my speech with a mantra. Om Shana Bhavato Shana Bhunakto Shaviryam Karavave Tejasina Vaditam Astu Ma Vidveshave. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And also, I could see a lot of young people are here. And whenever I see the young people, I get excited. And I feel that I'm now as young people are. Am I right? Am I young or old? So you might be wondering why I recite this sloka or the verse. Can any young person tell me why I did this? Any idea? Any clue? It looks to me, I'm looking at the faces. As a teacher, it is my habit to look at the faces of the people and read what is going on inside their mind. It looks to me that a lot of young people are not having any clue. Am I right? I'm challenging you. If anybody knows, please raise your hand, tell me. It looks me not. Am I right? Yes or no? Yes, let me tell you the meaning. Meaning is that this is the intellectual interaction going on, is going to be happen. So therefore, whenever you talk about intellectual interaction, then the ego comes into play. Yes or no? Yes or no? Right. So therefore, this mantra is about that. Ma vidvesha vahe, dvesh nahi karna. Shana bhavatu, we'll have to tolerate with each other. Sanau bhunaktu, already food is served. You are eating together. Eating together is a great pleasure. Yes or no? Eating alone is not a pleasure. That's why my grandfather used to tell me, whenever you take food, give to something to first to somebody and then take. That was the practice in our country earlier, but today it is not. Now, what is this quantum physics? And a lot of people are having, all of you have come having interest for the quantum. Am I right? Quantum. And what is going to be discussed about the foundation of quantum or the fundamentals of quantum physics or as a part. And also there are several applications as Aditya ji talked about it. Are you really quantum particles? Are you quantum particles or not? That question arises. I say you are quantum particle. I am also one of the quantum particle. All the entire universe is the quantum. Ishavashyamidam sarvam jat kinchit jagatya jagat. Whatever you see, that is nothing but quantum. Now, if you go back to Heisenberg, talk about the principle of uncertainty. Are you certain? Today I am talking with you in front of you. Tomorrow I will be there, or right now, in the moment, I may double down. That is the uncertainty. It is impossible. What he told? It is impossible to determine the position or the location and the momentum of the particle with certainty, with ultimate certainty. So that is the reality, what our Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta talk about it. And you might be knowing, how many of you are from physics background? Of course, I'm not from physics. Okay, I'm from engineering background. You might be knowing the double slit experiments. Am I right? What is that double slit experiment? Talk about it. It's basically talk about whether it is a particle or a wave. Yes or no? That is, sometimes it is particle, sometimes it is wave. How does it happen? If you go back to the experiment, there are several varieties. I will not get into details. There are several varieties of the things. And particle, when you talk about particle, or whenever you talk about a wave, what is that? It is basically the energy. Without energy, can I talk? Without energy, you can do anything. Without energy, the stars are moving around. That's why Shankaracharya, Antarjyoti, Bhairjyoti, Pratyak Jyoti, Parat Para, Jyoti Jyoti, Swayang Jyoti, Atma Jyoti, Sivasmyaham. Shankaracharya kare, मैं शिव हूं. Can you think of? Sivasmyaham, मैं शिव हूं. So what is that? Why? Mundaraji was telling what you will have to. When I look at his speech, I was thinking, what a great person he is. He's such an enthusiastic person, you know, Mundaraji. तो मैं सोचा कि मेरा enthusiasm बढ़ गया. Right? He said his desire to learn. And I always feel I'm an eternal learner. I'm here to learn. I'm here to learning for what? Not for my belly, for food. आजकल नौकरी चाहिए सबको. नौकर कभी जिंदगी जीता नहीं है, मरता है हर दिन. मजदूर मजबूरी में जीता है. मजदूर मजबूरी में जीता है. ये देश मजदूर का हो गया है. जीना है तो जियो आदमी की तरह. लोग जीना नहीं जानते हैं. तो इसीलिए कि ये जो है, why you want to search for the truth? Why? That is a question. Questions is very important. I remember one of my poem. I always tell to my students. People say, how could you ask such a silly question? I remember one professor, when I was an assistant professor, I went to him because I was telling to somebody, I was asked to taught a course when I joined IIT Kanpur that I was not knowing. I've never taken that course in my life, but I love to teach. So I went to a professor. He said, I don't understand. Can you tell me this thing? What is that? He said, that, how could you ask such a silly question? I couldn't sleep for one night in the life. Then I wrote a poem. That poem is, question can never be silly. It can be a beautiful lily in the garden of knowledge. That is the truth as after age. So question can never be a silly. Can it be? Today, the babies are not allowed to ask questions. Children are not allowed the questions, you know. So therefore, I would request all of you, ask the question. Question is very important. What Mundaraji has told, I'm just going on the same path. Questions is important. Why you will ask questions? Why you want to be a researcher? How many wants to be a researcher? Please raise your hand. Are you really? If you are really, I will ask you, what are the qualities you are having to become a researcher? Please don't tell me now. I don't have time. I'll just sum it up, because if I'll talk, a lot of things will go. Because speaker, कोई प्रोफेसर को माइक पकड़ा दिया जाए तो बोलता रहेगा. उनका धर्म है बोलना. तो मैं इसको मेरे वाणी को विराम दूंगा 2-4 मिनट के अंदर. तो what is important that Atma Satyam Jagat Spurti Jivanam Satya Shodhanam. तुम मानव हो। कुत्ता रिसर्च कर सकता है क्या? बिल्ली कर सकता है? नहीं कर सकता है। लेकिन तुम मानव हो, नर हो, नर से नारायण बन सकते हो। ये आस्पद है, ये पॉसिबिलिटीज है। तो इसीलिए ये जन्म लिए हो तो आप देखोगे कि जो क्वांटम फिजिक्स का महारथी है, जैसे कि आप लोग पढ़े होंगे, किताब पढ़े हैं लाइफ का, सोरिंजर का, एक वो फिजिसिस्ट है, लाइफ के ऊपर किताब लिखा है, लाइफ पढ़े हैं? कोई कोई पढ़ा है? बहुत बढ़िया। तो उसमें मेडिटेशन में स्ट्रेट कैसे बैठना है वो बताया है, वो इंडियन का रेफरेंस दिए हैं, ठीक है। और लाइफ क्या है वो क्वांटम को भी कनेक्टेड किए हैं। तो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज रियली लॉट ऑफ वेस्टर्न पीपल, आई विल जस्ट सम इट अप, lot of Western people have learned from here. You know, like that duality theory of the Soringer is very much influenced by Vedanta. But whether we know Vedanta, whether it is a part of our curriculum, no. Whether we have learned, we don't know. And I'm learning now. Let me tell you, if you are interested to learn, I'll be happy because we can learn together. I'm taking class on Bhagavad Gita. And when I joined as a director in the NITER Kolkata, and it's a very difficult job. You will be among the hostile people, and that too in Kolkata. So then I took the help of the Bhagavad Gita, and I am taking class on every Sunday from 10 to 11 online. If you want, you can join my class so that we can learn together. And other things that I have written a small book because I took a course in IIT Guwahati, Bhagavad Gita for youth. So I have written a small book on Bhagavad Gita, you can. And also my interest is basically about Indian knowledge system, which is neglected or which is gone out of the wind. But unfortunately, NEP 2020 has given a field to that. And we have formed a group, very all India level group, Bharatiya Parampari Gyan Vigyan Samaj. And we are also going to bring out a journal which will be inaugurated in the NIT Calicut in the first international conference, second international conference on Bharatiya traditional knowledge. So if some of you are interested, you can look at it. And let me tell you one thing, and then I will end my talk, that how many of you are really interested to learn quantum physics or quantum theory or whatever you call? How many of you? Really? Couple of things is good. But the rest of the people, and some people are saying half, that means they are in a, confusion, whether yes or no. But I'll request you that if you are really interested to learn the quantum physics, please go through the Advaita Vedanta. And Advaita Vedanta, if you want to look at, you'll have to look at the work of Sankaracharya. Sankaracharya has told several things, it's crossing my mind. Brahman Satyam Jagat Mithya Jiva Brahma Eva Na Para Anena Vedam Tasastam Iti Vedanta Dindima. Ye Vedanta ka dindim hai. And there quantum physics lies. And I will not get into Atma and Soul because I will be summing up and telling you that it's important to look at Brahma Sutra, Tattva Bodha, Atma Bodha. Please write down these books, okay, if you are interested. And if you need any help to look at from the Indian's perspective of the quantum physics, what Western people have done, and they have learned a lot. You might be knowing that this Heisenberg had the interaction with the Rabindranath Tagore. You are aware? Rabindranath Tagore? He came to Santiniketan, have an interaction, other thing, and he validated his hypothesis with the Rabindranath Tagore's input, right? And of course, Rabindranath Tagore is a great person at that time, and today also he is a great soul, great spirit. And let me tell you, unfortunately, 100 years over, but we have, on an average, not contributed much. But we are having a lot of possibilities. Quantum physics has created a lot of paradoxes, which are still to be resolved. And I'm sure that young people like you, if you get into this at this age, from the heart, not for getting a degree, not for getting award. And do from the heart, you will do wonders. And with this, I will end my speech, and with the best of luck to the Bhaktivedanta Institute, CDAC, and others also. And we are having a lot of possibilities to unravel the plethora of the quantum physics and quantum theory. But I must also caution one thing, but that is what Mundaraji has told. It is about the mechanical aspect of it. The actual aspect of it has to be do sadhana. And for doing sadhana, I must suggest read the Bhagavad Gita, because sometimes I look at any sloka, I find that quantums are all there in each sloka, and it's written in the basis of the Bhagavad Gita is written on the basis of basic foundation of quantum physics, the way it is portrayed, where it is described. That is my personal feeling. And with this, I will end my talk with the mantra. Om Sharve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sharve Shantu Niramaya, Sharve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschi Dukhava Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. सबको नमस्कार, धन्यवाद.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for such a lucid and very engaging, highly enthusiasm instilling words, and we are very inspired by your presence. Now, as we carry the light of these insights forward, we move to a moment of significance, the official release of the Summer School 2025 handbook. May I request all the dignitaries on the dais, along with our chief guest, to kindly come forward for the formal release of the handbook, which contains the program details, vision, and scholarly contributions that will guide our journey ahead. I request all the dignitaries to please join our chief guest. Please join your hands together.
We now have come to a very special moment on this morning's journey. In a world where science often raises more questions than it answers, there are a few rare minds who have fearlessly journeyed into the unknown, bringing clarity, depth, and a poetic understanding of the universe. Our chief guest today is one such luminous personality. A towering figure in the realm of cosmology and general relativity, Professor Pankaj Joshi is a distinguished professor and founding director of the International Center for Space and Cosmology, Ahmedabad University. He is globally renowned for his groundbreaking work on gravitational collapse and singularity and has long served as a senior professor at TIFR, Mumbai. Professor Joshi's work has not only expanded the frontier of scientific knowledge, but also bridges the profound connections between space, time, and consciousness. Making his presence here at this summer school on Quantum Foundation is most meaningful, and we are honored with your presence, sir. It is a great privilege and honor to have you with us today, and we look forward to listen to your insightful words. With immense respect and anticipation, on behalf of everyone, I now invite our chief guest to the podium to share his thoughts and present us an insight into this quantum foundations. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning. Namaskar. Dignitaries on the dais and friends. It's inevitable, happening as I would imagine, the way in which the science has been progressing over past couple of centuries. And of course, Indian tradition has been there for hundreds and hundreds and thousands of years, exploring the fundamental questions on universe. I would say that both science as well as spirituality are enormously major powers, superpowers, really, which affect billions of lives actually. One scientific invention and the economy changes. You see? Now we might make a transition from the usual computer science to the science of artificial intelligence, AI. And that is, as you can see, changing the economy in a big, big way. Similarly, I need not say that the spirituality, the spiritual traditions, which have, should I say, evolved or changed or transformed into religions, different religions, they also affect in a very big way billions of lives. So, science as well as spirituality, they are really the superpowers which really govern actually each and every action, I would say, of the societies. We used to say, or we say, that US and Russia or USSR superpowers. But what is this superpower thing? It is actually the scientific pursuit. It is the immense scientific energy, the very powerful energy that their scientific research created. You know, their power of, their space pursuit, their nuclear, innovations, whether all of that was used in good way or bad way, that is another story. Right now, what I am saying is what made them superpowers. It is not just a society just like that. Just because of they are, in a particular place on earth, or, we are on a particular place, or the color of the skin. No, that did not make them superpowers. Really, it is the power of knowledge. That is what created the superpowers. As far as India is concerned, I do not have to say anything to this audience. Continuous pursuit of knowledge in a particular way. Vedanta was mentioned, the Indian knowledge system was mentioned, other, granthas have been mentioned. There has been a tradition, जैसे यहाँ पे गंगा यमुना और अलग अलग नदी बहती है, उसी तरह you see the knowledge stream within India, somehow it happens कि कहीं ना कहीं से कोई, जिसे महात्मा बोलो, संत बोलो, साधु बोलो, but really they are all, you see, they are all the people in the pursuit of knowledge, really, one way or the other. Naam, what name you give them is another story. But really, all of them are seeking knowledge, just as scientists also are seeking knowledge. I had good fortune, in fact, to have a conversation with Dr. T.D. Singh in Mumbai. He had come to Mumbai. I was at TIFR. And he asked me, in fact, to come over to the, Juhu Center and for some discussions and so on. Unfortunately, I was traveling, and he, in fact, then asked me also to develop a course also, you know, uh, examining. That was the kind of, word these people use. They don't say that you synthesize science and spirituality and all that. They say that explore the connections. Now, this is the most important point here. I mentioned science, I mentioned the spirituality, I mentioned their superpower. However, the great tragedy today, the great tragedy of the modern world today is that there is a huge communication gap between science and spirituality. Here it is nice. We may talk of using quantum foundations and, we may try to communicate and it's great. But as Mundraji pointed out, actually much, much more work has to be done. A lot of exploration and much deeper research has to be done. Why? Because both these superpowers, the science and spirituality, is a huge communication gap. If you look at the world level, see, we all may be friends and we may be knowing each other. So we will communicate with each other very nicely. And we are all very polite also. So, it works very well. However, uh, the difference in methodology probably is one cause why this communication arises. Even though the goal is one, goal is really absolutely one. What is the goal? Goal is to know the universe. And the self is part of universe only. So when I say I am a cosmologist, I examine myself also. It doesn't mean that I have to look at the universe outside only. Far away galaxies. In fact, that has been one very big handicap of science. I am scientist. I will look at the universe. I will find out the laws of the universe and then I will govern, you see. That is the tendency typically of scientists. I find the laws of the universe and I then govern them. Govern them for what? Quote unquote, for my benefit. And then, of course, when going for grants and all that, they say that for the benefit of humanity. And they also say that, the gadgets are developed. And of course, we have been benefited by medical sciences, by biology, the satellite communications. Huge benefits have come. However, at the same time, you see huge destruction, environmental, the wars which are going on. Personally, this is my personal opinion, you may not share it, but personally, in my view, the major problems of humanity today, call it environmental decay, call it the wars, call it whatever other issues that we see in the societies, in my personal opinion, they are because of the communication gap between science and the spirituality. What we have to do? What we have to do to fill up this communication gap? Of course, we have to meet in the meetings, we have to talk to each other, and we have to develop further and further methodologies. But the real thing to do is to bring out, the real thing to do is to bring out the science of spirituality. Spirituality is not just religion. Spirituality is that has, in my perspective, it has got its own entire scientific methodology. But unfortunately, it is not so well known today. On the other hand, the science also has a very deep spirituality within. I will, mention the some 68th or 70th birthday of Max Planck was being celebrated. And this is all recorded. Great scientists had come together, and all of them started discussing that how come Max Planck, who was being celebrated, how come he discovered such wonderful facts of quantum theory? And why nobody else, and why Max Planck? Then one scientist after other came. Someone said that, he is a great manager. He puts things in a very proper way, in, right places, and then he can learn something. Someone else said that, no, 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 he is very hardworking. So that is the only reason why. Similarly, the dialogue went on. Einstein came then, and this is a written lecture by Einstein actually. Einstein came and he said the following. So, this is not what I am saying, but essentially the words of Einstein. There might be some small changes here and there. Einstein said that, no, I don't agree with this some of these points that have been mentioned. Really, I would put it in the following way. Just as, you see, a devotee will go to the temple, just as a devotee would go to the temple and devote himself to the deity and lose, you see, himself. Similarly, Planck went to the temple of nature. He entirely lost himself, devoted himself, and the one ray of light that he got, that's your quantum theory. So, these were the sort of words of Einstein. Now, if you examine this carefully, is this not a highest level of spirituality? What is spirituality in the end? You see, you lose yourself. I am, you see, imposing myself on you or the other way around. That is not spirituality. If I impress you today, that is not spirituality. What is spirituality? If you lose yourself, जिसे समर्पण कहते हैं, you see, Bhaktivedanta Institute, you see, Swami Prabhupada, you see, what was his, strength? Is this samarpan. It is the bhakti. And it is that power of bhakti that, on the highways also the volunteers, you see, go out there and give Bhagavad Gita, offer Bhagavad Gita to the, you see, passerbys. So the point is that this communication gap has to be, avoided. This communication gap has to be dissolved, and for that, all this effort has to be there. In fact, in the Indian tradition, if you look at, we heard, many wonderful slokas as well as the, recitations and so on. But really, if you put it that way, what is science, I mean? Is it also not, in our way of looking at it, is it also not the prasad of Saraswati? You see, Saraswati is the mother goddess in the Indian tradition of knowledge. Science is also one kind of knowledge. So, if we look at it that way, the alienation that we feel, that is felt sometime by some people, that no, 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 we are scientists, or no, 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 we are monks, you see. I was discussing with one, big Vedantin sannyasi, and this is not a story. Okay, I am not making it out to tell you. This is actually what happened. We were discussing science, spirituality, Vedanta, and so on. And he told me at one point, look, we are great. Science is, you see, only examining some material world. It is we who examine the Atman, Paramatman, and I immediately said, of course you are great. Science is what? Few centuries infant, few centuries old infant, whereas the tradition, that is thousands of years old. But what I mean to say here is that, you see, as Mundra Sahab said, you see, ये अहंकार वाली जो बात है, तो you see, I mean, there is no question of, greatness or lowness or high or, you see, different. Those distinctions have to be demolished. Demolished is not the correct word. I mean, they have to be dissolved. And then you see the real power of knowledge should arise. I'll, you see, further tell in my lecture, but you see, what really needed is, you see, we need lot of research with lot of humility. Simple thing. Scientists also have to be, you see, have to learn humility. I mean, because they discover some, you see, power, some secret of nature, and then, I mean, you become something. So it shouldn't be that way. Same way for spirituality. And this research, you see, we have special advantage, I would say, in India, because our scientists have, you see, they are coming out of traditions. They have Indian tradition. They have their families. As you said, your grandfather was saying like this, or I mean, this was what was happening in my family. Now, this advantage is there. And the other thing, last point that I would like to make is that the artificial intelligence has now in West created this question that when you say artificial intelligence, what is intelligence? Scientists have not carefully thought about this, by the way. They have never bothered what is it that is allowing them to make discoveries. Where is this discovery coming from? So, what is intelligent? And then when you ask what is intelligent, then what is at the base of even intelligence? I will not use names, you see, consciousness or Chaitanya or whatever. Let us ask it in a scientific way that what is it that is driving even the intelligence? And then you discover for yourself and name it the way you want to. Prabhupada Swamiji would name it one way, Swami Vivekananda will name it one way, or Einstein or Planck will name it another way. But as the very, very famous thing, what is there in the name? You discover it in your own way, and then we utilize it for the benefit of the mankind. And that is, I believe, our final mission, the real purpose of the conferences or meetings like this. I would very warmly congratulate, you see, the Bhaktivedanta Institute to initiate this kind of meetings. I said, you see, the very final thing, but I can't resist myself telling one episode that happened when I went to South Africa. There is a lady, Fatima Mir. She was the sister of Abraham Mir, and he was a great friend of Nelson Mandela. Now, Fatima Mir was, you see, a great Gandhian scholar, and we had, you see, some discussion, and then she immediately asked, "You say you are cosmologist, right?" I said, "Yes, I am a cosmologist." "Have you read Indian cosmology?" she asked me. So, as usual, I very politely said that, well, not as much as I would like to. I'm in a very hesitant words, but she was very fierce lady. So, what do you mean? Have you read or not? Tell me clearly. And what you have you read and why you have not read if you have not read. So then I also gathered some courage, you see. And I told her that, look, ma'am, if I start reading Indian cosmology, then TIFR will throw me out. So, you see, I have to do everything, my professional callings and so on. But what I am trying to tell you is that this, you see, barriers, dissolving these barriers is the real task. And once again, I congratulate all of you, and I am honored and privileged to be able to, share these few words with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. I actually feel unable to find words to express my gratitude to such a deep deliberation. Your words not only illuminated our minds with the intricate dance of cosmos through the lens of spirituality, cosmology, and fundamental research, but also resonated the importance in the current times, especially regarding the pursuit of truth, which needs to be more holistic to understand the deeper mysteries of this cosmos. Thanks a lot, sir, for setting the tone for the deliberations that are supposed to come in the next 3 days, upcoming 3 days.
To conclude the inaugural ceremony, I now invite Dr. Roshan Tiwari, Bhaktivedanta Institute, Kolkata, and Organizing Secretary of Summer School 2025, to deliver the vote of thanks.
So, good morning, district guests, esteemed speakers, all the dignitaries on the dais, and dear participants. On behalf of the organizing committee, it is my profound honor to extend my heartfelt gratitude as we gather for the summer school on Quantum Foundation in Kolkata. We are deeply honored by the presence of our honorable chief guest, Professor Pankaj Joshi sir. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation and sharing such profound words of wisdom with us. We express our heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished guest of honor, Dr. P.D. Mundraji, Dr. Devi Prasad Mishraji, and we also acknowledge the valuable presence of esteemed special guest here, giving their valuable time to attend this inaugural session. We also express our deep appreciation for all the esteemed speakers for kindly accepting our invitation to share their wisdom. As the conference is jointly organized by Bhaktivedanta Institute, Kolkata, and CDAC Patna, we are very thankful to all the members of these organizations. We offer our deepest gratitude to Sri Aditya Kumar Sinha sir for his steadfast support during the preparation of conference. We also extend our heartfelt thanks to all the organizing team members who devoted their time and efforts to overseeing publicity, registration, website designing, accommodation, travel, and other essential tasks. We humbly acknowledge and thank the members and volunteers of CDAC Patna, Bhaktivedanta Institute for various services. We thank all the participation who came from all over the nation for joining the conference. We also thank the scholars for showing interest in the Young Minds Speak, for coming up with very intriguing, novel ideas. And we also deeply appreciate the good wishes and prayers from friends and well-wishers. We express our deepest gratitude and blessing from our visionary Dr. T.D. Singh. We are grateful to Sri Vasudev Raoji, Sri Varun Agarwalji for their continuous support and guidance for the conference. While words may fall short, our gratitude are boundless. We express our sincere thanks to everyone involved, named or unnamed, from the core of our hearts. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tiwari. As Einstein once said, everyone who is seriously involved in the pursuit of science becomes convinced that a spirit is manifest in the laws of the universe. The synergy of institutions like Bhaktivedanta Institute and CDAC shows us that the search for truth must include both technology and transcendence. With these words, I formally conclude the inaugural ceremony